In 2018, when the world went upside down, America looked toward one man to be a hero.
Cleanup on aisle 3. I need a cleanup on aisle 3.
Oh, man. Now that I've graduated, what am I gonna do with my life?
Son, you have the voice for radio. The United States Air Force can help with that.
Anthony Clingerman answered the call.
48th Fighter Wing Public Affairs, how may I help you? Wait, you need me to do what? Ooh, not bad.
When Los Angeles needed its story told, he answered again. Now, in 2025, he wants to answer that call again.
Wow, a job opportunity at Weber Shandwick. This is just what I need to transition my career back into the PR space post-graduation.
The Weber Shandwick, the leading PR firm that deals with brands such as GN and Pop-Tarts?
Yeah, that one. I've loved those my entire life. Good thing I left my secret animation skills off of my resume.
Possibly coming this summer to a firm near you, part man, part PR professional, and all American. He is the next gen associate.
I had this guy, and he approached me and asked me to sell dope for him. I had no idea he was a drug dealer at all. And he said, "Oh, I don't have it today, but I forgot to tell you, you know if you come short on my money, what's gonna happen, right?" And triggered, bam, it went off in my head. I was like, you know what, I don't wanna do this. And he was like, you're gonna do it or else. On the last occasion when he and I had guns drawn on each other, and I thought I was gonna die. As a kid, I made a kid decision. And when he came out, I set out to kill him. I shot him. I shot him a couple times. And by the grace of God, he didn't die. Thank God he didn't die. I wound up getting sentenced to life in prison, and I served 24 years off of that life sentence. Contrary to what many people think, when they hear about New Orleans, they think French Quarters, they think Superdome, the Pelicans, Mardi Gras. Outside of those tourist attractions, New Orleans is poverty-stricken. And so I grew up in the 9th Ward, the upper 9 and the lower 9, and it was like 50,000 black people. Man, it's a trip. It's my house right there that I grew up in, right here in the 9th Ward. You know, the house next door, gone. The house on the other side, gone. That was Nikhil and them house. That was Miss Susan's house. Man, everybody from the neighborhood be flipping on the grass right here. Had no shoes on, running around here in the dirt. You feel me? What? It seemed lawless at times. It seemed forgotten at times. It also seemed revolutionary all the time. And so going back to New Orleans was important for me because when we do the work of unraveling trauma, it's important to get back to the core and understand the core issues that led to me developing anger, developing distrust. I knew we didn't have the social capital. I didn't know those words. I just knew something was wrong and that we deserve better and should be better.
We realized that more and more of our drop-in people were younger. They weren't the old stereotype of the old street person homeless pushing a shopping cart. They had families, they had children, they were single men or divorced women. So I resigned from Union Station in 1990 with the intent of building a structure of sober living homes.
So I had been the house manager probably for about 5 years. One year we had one of our residents, Sergio. He had saw this big 10-foot werewolf at Home Depot for they're selling, and he had to have it. bought it, and we put this guy together. The real pain in the neck to put together. Next thing you know, we have all kinds of people stopping by, taking pictures.
And here's Sergio Flores, a Fair Oaks resident and Norman's first fan.
I met this one lady, and she actually came to the door with a big smile on her face. She was the most beautiful thing I ever seen. When I was like, first I was surprised. I go, oh, you're talking about the werewolf? She goes, yeah. I go, oh, he's not scaring you? She's like, no. That person ended up putting him on Altadina's webpage for Altadena Beautiful. People just started saying, where did you find him? And she tagged me on him, and we became friends, and he just became well-known in the community. Everybody liked him.
We're like, okay, we got to take this guy down. We got to take him down. And we just kept procrastinating. So next thing you know, it's Thanksgiving. And then come December, we're like, okay, we got to take him down. And then Sergio, he said, hey, I got an idea. We'll buy a huge Santa Claus outfit and put it on him. Sergio came home with this big Santa outfit. There's like a 3X. We stretched it on him, and we got it to work. So we dressed him as Santa with a beard and a hat and everything, and that was a huge hit. Everybody's stopping by every day. You got like 10 people stopping by out there taking pictures with them. We ended up setting up little boxes with gifts. Then the next thing you know, people are leaving us little gifts at the feet of Norman, leaving us little treats. And thank you, you brought so much happiness. My kids love it. So we're thinking, okay, well, we'll take them down after Christmas.
I like to say I got my hand too close to the flame. I was dealing with addicted people, and I decided once to try it because I was so curious about what this feeling was, and I began to falter in my responsibilities. I was addicted to methamphetamines. If I can find Christ in the poor and the wealthy, to see the goodness that is in our lives that's represented by Norman at the Fair Oaks house, really, and bring them together in a community of love and support, then I've accomplished my goal.
My fellow Americans, last night when I spoke with you about the fall of Rome, I knew at that moment that troops of the United States and our allies were crossing the Channel in another and greater operation. It has come to pass with success thus far. And so, in this poignant hour, I ask you to join with me in prayer. Almighty God, our sons, pride of our nation, this day have set upon a mighty endeavor, a struggle to preserve our republic, our religion, and our civilization, and to set free a suffering humanity. Lead them straight and true. Give strength to their arms, stoutness to their hearts, steadfastness in their faith. They will need thy blessings. Their road will be long and hard. For the enemy is strong. He may hurl back our forces. Success may not come with rushing speed, but we shall return again and again. And we know that by thy grace and by the righteousness of our cause, our sons will triumph. They will be sore tried by night and by day, without rest, until the victory is won. The darkness will be rent by noise and flame. Men's souls will be shaken with the violences of war. Some will never return. Embrace these, Father, and receive them, thy heroic servants, into thy kingdom.